a lot of stuff I was going through, it was just hard for me to cry. I started smoking. When I first started walking with the Lord, one of my questions was, what makes you want to do these things? Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Virgiliio back at it again with another banger, man. Hey, look, as y'all can see, it's a different type of video. Today, I wanted to tell y'all my testimony. Let's get to it. So first of all, before I get straight to the testimony, you can see, this is some dirty old shoes, my foam runners. I got my girlfriend's shoes. If you watched the last vlog, little pink jumps. And we got crap. This is not sponsored by crap, but look. Hey, crap, sponsor us. Our products are tough. But I got this jump for free, so hey, you know, we up. Yeah, so over the past few weeks, I haven't been posting a lot. One thing that I've been praying about is what should be the next upcoming series I should do. I first wanted to start by just sharing my testimony and how I actually truly started my relationship with God. So I'll start back when I was in high school. So growing up, my family believed in Jesus, and I grew up in a Christian household. And although I knew about the Lord, went to church, I even was an usher and all that stuff. And I didn't, even though I was going to church, I didn't know what true relationship meant. As I was growing up, I would go to church, and a lot of people, they grew up in church, but never really knew what true relationship meant. Read the Bible, knew a bunch of things about the Bible, but I definitely did not have a true relationship. And I found that out when I was a junior in high school. I ended up going through something very difficult in my life, and I'll be transparent with y'all. So when I was a junior in high school, my mom passed away, and that really just opened my eyes a lot. And even in those moments, it helped me really understand. I used to say I trusted God, but in that moment, I definitely realized, didn't trust Him. So from then on, I ended up just started living in the world. I started having sex. I started smoking. I started doing a lot of things that I didn't know were issues or roots to the things that I was experiencing in my life. And I didn't know that Jesus wanted to heal those things from me. And hold up, y'all. I'll be back in a second. I gotta get some water so I can make the phone. So I left off saying how later on, knowing now, I knew that Jesus wanted to heal me from a lot of things that I had going on, but just like the story of Jonah, I was running away from my problems for sure. But so after my mom passed, I started fulfilling myself with physical needs, as I felt like when I went to women and I used to have sex. One of the biggest things for me was I was trying to fulfill a need of comfort while I was looking for that I lacked from my mom, and I was finding it in women. And from that, I didn't realize all the different soul ties, all the different feelings that were truly involved in those moments. I never really didn't care, to be honest with you. And the Lord, He provided many ways out in that moment, in those instances, and even though it happened, I chose to be disobedient. But from that, He still showed me grace. This one about to be clean, bro. As I got into college, I really didn't realize a lot of stuff in my life was affecting me, and I started to argue with my dad a lot, not understanding why. And really, I thought my dad was just tripping, and he was just being a dad and getting on me for a lot of things that I was doing. I had problems making on my bed, you know how it be, but it was little stuff. But I thought he was just getting on me just cause, and just to be annoying. But I realized he was just doing it out of love, because then I realized later on down the line, the Lord disciplines the ones that He loves. Sheesh, this joint about to be mad hard to clean. I'm not gonna lie. By the end of freshman year, I was I'm ready to leave, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't feel like staying with my dad no more. And I was like, I want to live on my own. And so that's when I decided to go to college. Here I am now, senior. On my sophomore year of college, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being tired, so I'm gonna just do what I want. And As I started to do that, I started to become, I guess you could use the word addicted, but also I become like reliant on weed. So I started smoking a lot more when I got to college, and I realized I was not only coping like for comfort, but when I used to smoke, it helped me feel like I was in control of a lot of things that were in my life, whether that was failed relationships, obviously my mom, lacking that, and just it would give me a sense of peace that I didn't find anywhere else before I understood that true relationship with the Lord. And from that, it just made life a little bit more difficult because I'm getting lazy. Then I felt like I could do a lot of things on my own, and I didn't think really nobody could help me. And in this time period, I was fine with being alone. I'd rather make my own decisions, and whatever I chose to do was I was fine with it. Not only that, the enemy can use that and uses that when you're alone in your own space to think that you're fine, think that you're okay. And a lot of times we think that we are, but we're really not. So the end of my sophomore year comes. A shout out to my friend Gabby. She hosts the Bible chats here at my school. And at the time, I was like, I seen it. And I was like, should I go? I was at a point in my life where I was just like, I didn't really know why I was doing what I was doing, but I just felt like empty on the inside. If y'all ever felt like that, probably down in the comments for me. Let me know how y'all feel, or how y'all are feeling. And so at the time, I was really felt empty inside, and I felt like nothing was working. Smoking wasn't working, and going to things of the world, just none of those things were working. And I was like, okay, there has to be a solution to it. And I was like, you know what? People used to talk to me and ask me about me being a Christian. And I was like, yeah, I believe in God, but I know I don't follow what His Word says, so I don't think I should be able to claim my belief in Him. And as truly as I say I do, because I know I don't follow it. And from that, this is hard to get out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to be fighting for my life here, like I was back then. I ended up seeing this Bible chat. I slid up on her Instagram, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to one of these things. So I was asking her about it, what she does, and I wasn't too sure about it at first. And then the day that I decided to go, it was way across the campus. So I was like, that's mad far. I'm definitely not about to go. 15 minutes before the thing started, and then I just felt like something told me to go. Later on, finding out it was the Holy Spirit. I realized that day, as soon as I went there, the Lord really watches over you, and He chases after people over the people that He loves. And because he loves everybody, He wants a relationship with everyone. And I really realized it then because I met one of my friends, close friend now, shout out to my man Vince. He ended up living somewhere near me, and grew up at high school near me, close by as well. And he kind of knew a couple people that I knew as well. And I thought that was crazy because we both like basketball. I grew up playing basketball in high school and all that. So I was just like, oh, that's pretty cool. And there's just too many similarities. Then I met my friend KJ, who was one of my close friends with my cousin's friend, and they ended up dating. And I was like, that is insane. There is no way that's coincidence. And after going to the Bible chat that day, I just learned. Gabby was teaching about the love of God and God's plan for our lives, and we could have this one plan. We have this one set plan. We have a whole bunch of lists of things that we want to do. And then God's plan could be just 1 or 2 words, but it covers all the desires of our hearts. But we look towards what we want. And when we look towards what we want, every time it fails. And let's see, that's not too bad. Oh, you can tell the difference a little bit. I might have to clean a little more of it later, but that's not too bad. So then I ended up starting walking with the Lord. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. And I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning, if people will tell you that walking with the Lord is easy, if we do it ourselves, a lot of times we make our lives more difficult. We rely on ourselves, as you can tell from my story. But yeah, so as I started walking with the Lord, I started realizing how many deep-rooted things I had in my life that I didn't know I had problems with, and why I did the things that like why I went to the world for a lot of things. So shout out to my mentor and my OG dog Sam. And he ended up mentoring me and helped me walk me and guide me into a lot of things that I didn't know why I did a lot of things that I did. So when I first started walking with the Lord, one of my questions was, why should I stop smoking? Why should I stop doing these things? He was like, it's not the matter of fact of what makes you want to do these things. And just like I was saying earlier about comfort, there are many reasons why you will do certain things that are outside of God's plan, and you do things that aren't in correlation to God because you feel like you can control it. And that a lot of them root from pride, but some of them are like power, control, comfort, and stuff like that. Let me know, type in the comments if y'all ever like felt like the need to have those things in your life. And when things go wrong or things unexpectedly happen, it feels like you don't have that anymore. And so the one thing he was telling me was like about that, and he hit the point straight on. He was saying which one like correlates to you. I was like kind of like comfort and a little bit of control. And so I ended up walking back last night. I was a dude, and I was a dude that did not cry. I'm not gonna lie, and I thought it was weird to cry, and I was like, heck no, not gonna lie. Why should I like do that? So I ended up walking to my dorm after talking with him. And I started feeling emotion. I was like, why am I feeling emotion? Like, I don't feel like this. I rarely feel like this. Why do I feel like this right now? So I started talking to the Lord, and I was like, okay, this is weird. I'm not about to cry to you, God. Like, why should I do that? Like, I'm like, that's soft. Like, you don't want me to be soft. And no, that's the opposite. He wants you to be open and honest with him. And I learned that a little long down the line, especially in this moment. But as I was walking back to the dorm, I went inside my dorm, looked at myself in the mirror, and was like, yeah, I'm about to cry. So I was like, all right, Lord, I'll talk to you. And as I started to pray to him, I started breaking down, crying. In all the years of me, living and going through the things I was going through, I really just barely ever cried for a lot of things. And even when my mom passed away, I didn't even cry. So a lot of stuff I was going through, it was just hard for me to cry. And in moments where my family was crying, I just felt like I had to like comfort them as well and be there for them and have that like all on my shoulders, because it felt like everybody else didn't feel good and felt they were so hurt by it. And I was just like, I felt like it wasn't like something that I wanted, but I knew it was in God's will, even though I didn't have a relationship with God at the time. And from that, I realized over the years, I became angry at God. And in that moment, as I'm crying on the floor in my dorm room, I realized I was angry at God. And not only that, but I felt like, oh Lord, I actually felt like, Lord, I was confused on why you took my arm away. And I'm like, I thought it was out of like a portion out of like punishment, portion out of confusion, and just like being God who just doesn't care. That's how I felt. And I felt very hurt. And in that moment, I was like, I felt like, I don't know if y'all have ever been in like, I guess a good example of this, ever being in love and like someone like hurts you and then like you feel that pain in your chest. That's what I felt in that moment. I was sitting on the floor, bro. Shit felt like I got shot or stabbed in my chest, and I was like, all that pain from all them years just like came up all at once, and it was a lot. And I was like, Lord, I know nothing that I've never done. Everything that I've always done, like smoking, I was like, I know none of that's not gonna help me in this moment. And I was like, none of the things that comforted me before was absolutely not gonna help me in that moment. So I started praying. I was like, Lord, I don't know what's going on. I need you to comfort me, and I need you to save me right now, because this feeling hurts. And I just felt like a warm presence like come over my body, and it just felt like I was being hugged by someone, and nobody was in the room. So I know that was just an intimate moment between me and God. And I was like, in that moment, I was like, oh nah, I know Jesus is real, because smoking, it always gave me obviously the high. Like smoking weed, it was like always be like a high that will last for a little bit, but it's never everlasting. That's why a lot of times you just feel like you gotta go back to it, and you feel like it's comforting for that moment, but always the next time it doesn't fulfill you. So then you gotta feel like you gotta do it every single day. And when you start doing it every single day, it's like, okay, I know I'm not naturally doing this, and I need to do something unnatural every single day so I feel this way. And that sense of need that we have in our hearts, God placed that in us to find need in Him. And finding that in Him was the best decision I ever made in my life. Not only because I was saved by all the things that I put myself into, but His grace was sufficient enough for me, and His everlasting love that He has for every single one of us was shown in that moment, just for me and throughout my life, and I'm so grateful for it. And yeah, y'all, that was probably one of the coolest things that I've ever experienced in my walk with the Lord. One of the top. There's many more. I'll probably keep going for another story time. But yeah, I just wanted to share my testimony with y'all because I'm gonna start a series where I'm gonna start recording my friends and their testimonies and where they've been walking. And I want to do like a D1 series, like an athlete series, where I'll get a bunch of like students who are former athletes, or I want to do a lot of current athletes. But one of my friends, I'm not gonna spoil it, but one of my friends that's close with me now, who walks with the Lord, he went through a lot this past summer and past few semesters, and he's been able to stay strong and walking in obedience to what the Lord has done and what has taught him about trusting in Him and trusting His plan, and not acting out of his own thoughts and own mind. And I learned a lot like that too. So I'm gonna start a series where I'm gonna record people's like whole lives, do like a little kind of like D. Friga. D. Friga had his little like day in the lives, but it's like more like a day in the life of a Christian. But a day in the life of Christian athletes, because it's a little more difficult when you stand on business, stand 10 toes. When you stand on business for the Word, it's a little different. I ain't gonna lie. Because a lot of things because when you walk with Christ, sometimes people may be attracted to you because it's the light that God is giving you, like the light, literal light. But may like you for those people who walk with the Lord, and you feel like you just feel like you're so like people are attracted to you. A lot of times that's the Lord highlighting you to a lot of people so that you can spread the word, spread the gospel, because that's what He wants us to do as disciples and as sons and daughters of Christ, to spread His word. Because that's actually the main reason why I'm doing this video, because it's like I don't want anybody else to miss out on the life and the experiences and the love that I've experienced through God. Because shout out my girlfriend Ashley, love my girlfriend to death. The love I experienced from the Lord is in no comparison to any type of love that I've had, but I see it within my relationship with my girlfriend, set by God. I've been in other small relationships, situationships, all those other things that definitely weren't God-fearing or God-related, and I can see the difference of how the fruit of God's love is in my relationship. But not only that, in the way my parents raised me, even when I was being hard-headed, disobedient, and I realized how much God loves me, and through that, that's why He sent His one and only Son, Jesus, to die on the cross for my sins, so that little moments like this, I could show the love of Him that He gave me to y'all. And I would definitely want to do more videos like this, but if y'all love this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm probably gonna end up cleaning these joints off camera, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like cleaning it right now. I love y'all. Jesus loves you. I hope y'all have a great upcoming Christmas. If y'all in school, get the finals done, get the winter break over with, and start chillaxing. Y'all the best. We out.
Love, you don't wanna try. I wish you the best with everything that you do. I wish you the best with everything you go through. I wish you the best, just hope you don't fall and be a fool.